All right, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to this follow-up session. And we have quite a few number of people who have logged in. और आज का हमारा जो रहेगा वो टेस्टिमोनियल प्रेजेंटेशन रहेगा क्लिफर्ड का. सो क्लिफर्ड हैज बीन एसोसिएटेड विद मी फॉर लास्ट almost 3 months now. We have completed 3 months of the program, and I am super happy to present his testimonial. And we'll be having a very casual discussion, Clifford. We want to finish this off in about 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes or so. And
Sure.
the purpose of this recording is like people should understand that gut health issues are really very common, especially in India. And if they're not addressed properly in the right way, then the suffering can be massive. And this suffering they don't have to go through. And we can actually help a lot of people reduce the suffering. Okay, it's a complicated condition, definitely. Not very easy to treat, but yes, you have done it and you can be an inspiration for so many people out there. Okay, so that's the reason, we are recording this. So, Clifford, just to begin with, can you just introduce yourself? Where are you from originally? What do you do exactly? Can you just brief about that?
Okay. So I'm coming from a lower middle class family. I was born in Mumbai, but now in Pune for the last 23 years. I came here, of course, for my studies as well as for my work. I've been for about 3 decades in corporate, 5 different industries, 5 different companies. So companies like Blue Dart, Reliance Life Sciences, Cadbury's, Glenmark, and last 17 years with Infosys as Vice President HR, managing about 58,000 employees across India, EMEA, APAC, and Americas. And for the last 2 years, in fact, I decided to move out of corporate after 3 decades to go after my own passion, which is academia. So I've been coaching, advising Christ University, Bangalore. I've been interacting with their vice chancellor, CFOs, training their deans, HODs, uh, supporting them in the HR journey and transformation journey. And I've also done some benchmarking studies, global benchmarking studies from a university context. For now, I'm coaching, I'm mentoring senior executives, women entrepreneurs, academia, and I'm also on a few boards, doing little angel investing also, very small investing, but I'm doing that, yeah.
Awesome, Clifford. I know your profile is like a lot of people would like to go for it, and it's pretty much lucrative and pretty much wonderful and pretty much high profile. I would say you started with a low middle class, but now I would say that probably it's like a high profile that you have right now. But in this wonderful career that you had over past so many decades, can you tell me how it actually took a toll on your health? Can you just elaborate a little bit on that? How did it start? And, let me know how did this gut health issue started and since how long you're having this?
Yeah. So I think, see, my role in corporate itself obviously was very stressful, and especially when you start with Australia and then end with the Americas, so that becomes a very long stretch. But I think my problem started. I had a weak stomach right from being a child, but then after that, I didn't really get impacted. But I think about 20 years is what I'm going through it, because I think it started when I was at Cadbury's and I was at Induri Gao in Talegaon Dabadis, where I was the factory HR manager. Now, when you're working in a factory and as HR, you're not only managing the people, but you're also managing the cafeteria, which means you can't take your own dabba, because then the union will say, "What are you doing, right? Why? How come
Correct.
you're bringing a dabba and you're giving us some filth?" So that's exactly, I think, where the spicy food. I tried to reduce it, but I think that's exactly where it started. And then, the entire belches, flatulence, lower abdomen pain, bloating, severe acidity, a feeling of heaviness. I think all of that kind of contributed to it. And that actually got aggravated. I went to, some very good gastroenterologists uh, through this entire phase, but it is more like a band-aid rather than
Correct.
anything more than
Correct.
that. Yeah.
Correct. So for how many years, how many decades you had these symptoms going on, like bloating, gases, and belching and all that? For how many
Yeah.
years did you suffer from
So
that?
I think it's been 20 years. I think, yeah,
20
because
years.
17 I was with Infosys, before that Cadbury. So I think 20 years. So frequent medicines,
So tell me,
Visiting.
what medicines also you used to take, and how many years did you take those medications?
I think a lot of antacids, of course, which were given to me, and besides that, I mean, different medicines. I'm not a doctor to say, but different types. And I would I would say that initially it was like almost every 3 months, 6 months. I also went through, I don't know what you call it, but um,
Endoscopy.
yeah, the endoscopy from both ends, from the mouth
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
from both
Correct.
I've done. And I also, through this 20 years, I also went twice to, for my weight gain, I
Hmm.
had also gone to VLCC. But,
Oh, okay.
for some time it improved after that again. And then to add it, for the last 10 years, I also had a thyroid issue. So I gained a little weight. But then I was, working out much, much harder. But then again, it was kind of coming in. So in that sense, um, I was bearing the lower abdomen pain as if it was like a normal part of my
Correct.
body.
Correct. You are telling me.
It was not
Right.
something which it was like always there. So if I would, so much so that I would never feel it after that, because it was just part of my body.
So pain
And
become a
I think that,
natural part of your daily routine.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
All right.
And
Yeah.
of course, medicines, and yeah, absolutely.
Medicines also. So
Also,
20 साल तक medicines खा ली है.
correct,
और
correct.
उसमें antacids must be there as a part and parcel of each and every prescription
Parcel.
probably.
Yeah, yeah. I never did a lot. I mean, I did not do anything on my own. Whatever I
Hmm.
did was prescribed by the doctors, and
Got it.
and then I realized for the last few years, almost every 3 months, I had to go to the doctor.
Got it. Got it. And uh, any natural methods did you try apart from this, you know, medications
No,
or anything
no,
else? Nothing else.
no.
Got it. Got it.
Except for wife would create that kada at home,
Hmm. Hmm.
but
Bus.
that really, yeah, that's.
Got it. Got it. And how did you land up connecting with me? How was the process?
Yeah, so I was now with this one gastroenterologist who's a very famous gastroenterologist in Pune, uh, for all these years. And I got a little fed up because when I was going to him, it's like, oh, I know your case. So, kind of give another band-aid. I got a little upset. So since we had a tie-up with Ruby, I connected with the PRO there, and he connected me with Dr. Vinith.
Correct.
And when I had spoken to Vinith, he kind of did an MRI of my liver. And that time he said, "Why don't you connect with Dr. Prashant? I have gained so much from him. I think you should." And that I think that's the time when you were in Vipassana. You were doing
Correct.
it. So
Correct. Correct. Correct.
I couldn't connect with you for about at least 7, 8 days, and after that I was
Right.
able to get you. And then yeah,
Right.
that's where the
Right.
connect happened.
Right. So good. So what all things since 3 months we are working together. So
Yeah,
can you tell me what all things you have achieved? Fast forward now. Okay, 3 months.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
all
yeah.
things you have
Sure.
achieved compared to what was
Yeah.
earlier?
See, I think, Dr. Prashant, I think what I liked most about is first, see, what happens is you don't, just like in HR, you don't go and put a solution. You first understand the problem. And two human beings, they're fighting. You go first understand each. I think that's the approach you took. You understood the problem a lot. Then we did the tests. We understood what was impacting me. The entire line of it was not like a band-aid. It was going to the root of the problem. And I knew it is going to be a slow process. And I think I like that. I like that. Another thing, I think what really helped me is that you challenged me on the statins.
Correct.
It was a big thing for me. It was a big thing for me because the doctor had actually said, it is important for you to have the statins every night. So I think that has possibly helped. I think the focus test, which helped me to understand that gluten, milk, egg white, cashew, soya, which are impacting me. I think that was a major thing. The gluten, because chapati is every day
Right.
for us.
Right.
So that is something. Plus, weekends bread. So kids want bread. So now it's totally out of my
Plus
schedule.
alcohol was also there, I think.
Alcohol also was there, but it was not. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic, but it was a social thing.
Hmm.
Saturday 60
Hmm.
ml and Sunday
Hmm.
60 ml. And that
Hmm.
also not the ordinary drink. I was always having
Hmm.
single malt
Hmm.
scotch, which
I don't
in
have
fact
much
just now
knowledge about it.
my bar is full just now because even a few friends have sent me, but I've not touched it for the last 4 months now.
You will be able to touch it, but
Yeah,
give yourself some time. All right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, within limits, that will be very much helpful. So, yeah,
I think added to that, what your advice on, the supplements, which kind of supported me. And I did not think that a doctor would tell me that why don't you do meditation? Because I used to do meditation, but I used to do it 5, 7 minutes. And I think that, made a great difference. I think you talked about meditation, and today I've used the YouTube, right? Guided meditation, and today I've increased it to about 25, 30 minutes.
wonderful.
And that has absolutely helped a lot. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, what changes do you see? Because we are talking about meditation, do you see a connection between stress and your gut, and how meditation has helped you to really heal your gut also?
See, I think it's been a combination. I think one is definitely meditation, I think has made me a lot more in the moment. It has made me more mindful. Um, the way I approach things, the way I approach problems in life, which comes on a regular basis, I think is a different. The other thing is I think the fasting has added great value. I think that has added great value, and I think now for the last 4 weeks, for me, I have been doing intermittent fasting right from the time COVID happened. I moved to
Correct.
the two meal
Two
thing
meal
where I used to
pattern.
have breakfast. Yeah, breakfast and lunch was there. And at one point of time, I was doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner by 5:30. Then after that, I kind of improved it to two meal, and then again back to three meals. So, those kind of things, and without clarity because you're doing it all on your own.
Correct.
But what I realized is that the meditation, the fasting, and the diet, I think all of that has helped me sleep better. It has helped me to think better. It has made me feel a lot more lighter. Even though I used to do my cycling earlier, I used to do, but today I'm doing it with greater zest because I see the outcomes a lot. I'm feeling a lighter. My pain, the lower abdomen pain has kind of disappeared. So all of these things have made a great difference. Yeah.
Wonderful. And I assume your bloating and gases and all that is gone, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. In fact, it is, and today I think the best thing that has happened through these months, I think, is I'm in a position to first of all be mindful of what I'm eating, and there is a possibility I may make a mistake, but I'm aware what has possibly caused me. Plus, then if I'm facing any difficulty, I'm very conscious. Oh, yes, this is something which has impacted me. So next time, be a little mindful about. So it's obviously there's no perfection, but it's a journey. It's a journey, and
Correct.
I believe that journey has to continue for life. That's the
Correct.
way I read. Yeah.
Correct. 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 Good, Clifford. Do you feel that yes, you're compared to what you were earlier? अभी तक कितना difference हुआ है percentage wise? How much percentage improvement you see?
See, I think definitely 85-90% has been the difference. And I think, uh, after doing all of that, my discipline is the most important thing eventually. So, and there are times that you feel greedy, you feel like, doing that, and you kind of sometimes put uh, something in your mouth, and then you say, "Oh shucks, what did I do?" So I think that attitude was never there,
Correct.
and of
Correct.
course that has also helped the family in that process. Yeah.
Correct, correct. So the margin of error in a gut health program is not much. Okay,
Yeah.
so like for example, if it is there in weight loss, even in diabetes and all that, you have pretty much good margin of error. But when it comes to gut health,
Yeah.
it's very different because if your gut is not good, Clifford, probably you will understand that you don't really feel happy. Is that correct?
Mm. Correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Wonderful.
In fact, the
So
fact that the fact that meditation is there, you're eating right, and you're fasting at appropriate times, that I think has improved the happiness.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
And fasting is a completely different topic to discuss. We'll
Yeah.
talk, we may actually take a group together, who are actually participating in the fasting on a regular basis. We can have a
Sure.
discussion with them. I'm not a fasting
Yeah.
guy, but we can have a discussion with those people who are actually do the fast. But wonderful. Any last message, Clifford, for people who are out there right here, attending the session, or maybe even this recording that people will be watching? Any last message
Yeah,
to people that you would like to
yeah,
give?
yeah. So I think first I'd like to, appreciate you, I think, because I think the thought process changed, right? The thought process, and I think that's something which you pushed. And then, of course, you get convinced and then you start. I think also, your very grounded approach as a human being, I think you're very simple and pretty humble. You share your own thoughts and feelings. I think that helps a lot from a, I didn't feel like a patient. I felt
Correct.
like a colleague, though of course most of your patients are doctors. For all practical purposes, I didn't feel out of place. So I think that has helped. Another thing that see, I think this entire journey is like a dance, So for example, you're playing dandiya, right? If the partner hits badly, you may get hurt. So the
Correct.
dance gets impacted, right? Or even, if you look at the skating dance, right? Both have to be in so much in sync.
Sync.
And I think that sync has to happen. And I think that's exactly what happened between you and me. Because on the
Correct.
one hand, you were monitoring, you were supporting, you were constantly, asking me at times proactively saying that, how are you feeling today? On the other hand, for me to be a lot more disciplined. So I think it's not about just about you or about me. It's, I think, that dance that happened together, I think that makes the difference.
100%.
In terms of in terms of, I think advice, and if there are doctors who are listening in, I think for me it's about talking the walk and walking the talk, right? And that's, as an HR professional, I can say, if I have to tell an employee about policy, then I have to follow the policy before the employee, right?
Correct.
In the same way, I think as doctors, I think that is a very important, because if you see a doctor trying to heal a patient and stop smoking, but if you as a doctor are smoking, then it becomes, or if you are, as a doctor having a tummy, then, and if you're trying to, heal other people, it becomes a little. So I think that's very important. But I think it is like investment, no? If today, for example, if I have, after 3 decades, been able to come out of that regular compensation which would come, that SMS from ICICI Bank which would come with my salary, and coming from my background, I would have never left corporate. But because maybe for about 18 to 19 years, about 50% of my salary I would put into mutual funds or into stocks, right?
Correct.
In the same way, it doesn't happen overnight from a health context. It is a slow
Right.
process,
Right.
but it is a disciplined process, slowly taking small baby steps. I think that is what makes all the difference. So I think if I talk about health is wealth, that everybody knows, but the fact that if it is, you talk about Warren Buffett, or you talk about any great leader, he or she has achieved something with those small baby steps and a lot of sacrifices. And I think that has helped me also. And it has been, yes, at times a difficult journey, but I'm feeling very happy that, of course, the journey is not ended. I would say it has just begun for me,
Correct.
but I think it's very positive and there's a lot of motivation and encouragement for me to move ahead in that sense.
100%. 100%. And, it's like you rightly said that, we should walk the talk. There's a saying which goes like, what you say, I can't hear. What you do is loud and clear. Okay.
Clear, correct,
And
correct,
in fact,
absolutely.
I just parked my bike in the evening, okay, in our society premises, and I saw actually a child, brooming because there was a lady who is appointed in our society, and she was cleaning, and her daughter was also cleaning along with her. So
Feeling
she did
the,
not
correct,
require any instruction as such. She just started following her mother. Okay, it is as
correct.
simple as that. Okay, if we leave the talk, we really do not have to convince the patient that follow this and all that. आपकी जबान जो है ठीक है, they will take it, but
Yeah, yeah,
if you yourself are unhealthy, then patient will keep thinking whether I should really follow this or not. Okay.
yeah. And
So
the and
wonderful.
the and the
Yes.
impact is on the family also. The
100%.
impact is on the family today. We've changed the vessels. We've not, used those vessels which are not good for health. We've changed the diet. Our maid now is very conscious about the oil. Plus, the oil itself has changed, right?
Correct.
So I think in that sense, the family itself has been helped together. So it's not about my journey, but it's the family journey in that sense. Uh,
100%. 100%. इट इज ऑलवेज अबाउट द फैमिली जर्नी. ओके. हाँ, अभी किसी को फॉलो करना ही नहीं है, जिसने ठान लिया है मैं कुछ करूंगा ही नहीं, उसका हम कुछ कर
Correct.
नहीं सकते, बट एटलीस्ट majority of the people, one person gets started, but it's a family transformation which happens usually. Okay.
Correct.
So great, Clifford, and you're too much disciplined. You're very much disciplined, and for me, it is like the definition of freedom is discipline.
Right.
All right.
Correct.
The more disciplined you are, the more freedom you have. The less disciplined you are, the more you lose your freedom. Okay.
True.
So you are an example of discipline, and congratulations for the wonderful transformation. I know the journey is not over yet, but
Yes.
I think you have cracked the code to some extent. You know what to do, what not to do, and you are an inspiration for so many people out there who have gut health issues, particularly SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or maybe SIFO, which is small intestinal fungal overgrowth, which is commonly labeled as irritable bowel syndrome, which actually means nothing. It's just a group of symptoms together, but has no meaning at all. Doesn't give what is the cause exactly. So, anybody who has SIBO or CIFO, this is a very inspiring conversation. So, thank you, Clifford, for coming. Thank you, Cliff, for sparing some time from your busy schedule for this testimonial.
No, thanks to you. I think thanks to you because, and I think the path that you've taken, I think, is a fantastic journey, and the fact that doctors are your patients, I think that is a great thing because then you have a multiplying effect that's happening
100%.
across.
100%. In fact, that is a mission, because if the doctors are
Correct.
trained, then the patients who are coming to them, when I look at Vinith's prescription today, the 2 pages prescription is
Yes.
lifestyle. Otherwise,
Correct.
previous prescriptions, we can compare the previous prescription and
Right.
today's prescription. They are, very much different.
Correct.
Okay. So when the doctor actually personally transforms his health, he spends time explaining about lifestyle to that patient. Okay.
Mhm.
Which otherwise, most of us don't do that. All right.
True, true.
But great conversation. Thank you very much. We'll end our discussion here. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Sure, sure, sure.